Hello and welcome. My name is Roger Markarian. I want to welcome you to my program Inspired by Speaking. I'm a DTM and have been speaking for the last 15 years. My vision is to help individuals who have challenges writing and speaking. In this program, you will hear others' inspired messages. Throughout this video, you will hear tips, tricks, and ideas to become a better speaker and writer. Allow what you hear to resonate so you can take action. Learn from those who are taking action right now. Thanks for being here.
Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to Inspired by Speaking. I am so privileged to have all the way from Warsaw, Poland, Dorota Ucieklak. She
Hi,
is
everyone.
very nice. I met her on a previous international call. I really like what she had to say, and so I wanted to invite her here because she comes from Warsaw, Poland, and I'm sure she has a lot of wisdom to share. Dorota, how are you, and welcome.
I'm great. I'm fantastic. Thank you for the invitation to your YouTube channel, to your program about toastmasters, about public speaking, communication. I'm really good. I've just come back from the mountains in Poland, so I'm well rested, and yeah, working as usual. So looking forward to spring as well, and in the COVID reality we are living now, I think I'm doing quite fine.
Nice, nice. So yeah, in fact, I did see some photos that you had skiing. It looks like those were beautiful mountains. Where exactly is that in Poland that you would be going skiing, just out of curiosity?
We have mountains in the south. So in the north, we have the Baltic Sea. Warsaw is just in the middle of Poland. It's central Poland. And when I want to go skiing or hiking in summer, in spring, I must head south. Yeah, it's the Tatra Mountains that we usually go to skiing. And yeah, that's it. That's the part of Carpathian region.
Got it.
So we have everything: the sea, the mountains,
Yeah.
meadows, and so on.
I bet it was absolutely elegant to be up there and just relaxing. We talked a little over a week ago, and you told me you were going to enjoy a nice trip. I'm sure it was wonderful. It looked wonderful from the pictures. Good for you. Good for you. So I'm really excited that you're here. Let me ask you, what inspired you to take a step in the direction of speaking?
When I joined my home club, I was invited by my friend. So it was quite by accident, and I was just looking forward to some socializing. I wanted to meet new friends. And that was rather, socializing activity. I wasn't very much into public speaking, and even more, I wasn't very much into leadership. I just learned about leadership being in Toastmasters. Um, but even in my icebreaker, I said that I joined out of existential boredom. So there was the time in my life when I finished some studies. I had my professional situation, my private situation, as a personal situation as well, quite stable, and I was looking for something new. I was looking for something exciting and also for something developing for me. And I found it quite by accident, and thanks to my friend, and I'm happy. And my motivation, in fact, has changed a lot from the time I joined 2.5 years ago, and from a person who wanted just to make friends and socialize. Now I would say that I'm really driven by this, urge to speak, to express myself, to make some impact on the audience. So a lot of things have changed.
I would say that a lot of us do pick a group like this because of the socialization. So I can relate to that too, because I'm an extrovert. I always like to be out in front of people, which is known by a lot of people. I do love the socialization, but you're right. Now you get involved and leadership kicks in and you decide to participate at different levels. Let's talk a little bit about leadership. How has that changed you or helped you to progress in the area of leadership?
When I joined Toastmasters, I didn't think about myself as a leader. In fact, this idea was very, for me, American, in the sense that I think we here in practice in Poland, maybe in Central Europe as well, we have this communist historical background, and I think we live because it's not about theory, because ideals and ideas are of course the same, and we look up to America, we look up to all these great ideas of leadership, of management, of business, and so on. But the reality is that we live in a slightly different manner. So we are, for instance, more skeptical about some ideas, projects, generally leadership, and maybe a little bit less optimistic, I'd say. That's why I would say that at the very beginning, I couldn't imagine myself as a leader, So that has developed a lot. First, I took the position of vice president of PR, and I wanted to learn. I'm a humanist. I graduated from philology, so I also had some skills, let's say, to contribute to my club, and I learned a lot. That's true. As VPPR, I learned a lot myself. Then I moved to secretary position, and then I had a break, and now I'm vice president education for the second term. We have 6-month term in my home club. And I decided to continue, which was quite strange for many people, because I could observe how I changed. My relationships with people, I got really much more self-confident while holding this position. So when I was VPPR, of course, I collaborated with people, but I wasn't in that, managing position. And as VP education, you are definitely like HR director, let's say, in a company, a small company. So I would say that that's a great experience for me. I work in business, but it's not a managerial position. So it's a great experience for me, how to lead people, how to motivate people. And I've got quite tough as well. Of course, I am kind, I suppose, I'm polite. But at the very beginning, I think I was quite soft, and not so confident in my actions and decisions. And right now, I would say that I'm a changed person.
That's absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that you actually walked into an opportunity and the opportunity was there, but it really required you to learn it, process it, practice it to take the next step. You should be very proud of yourself. It sounds like to me you've gone through a big transition. Here's where you were at one time, and now you're over here based on the skill set. So let's talk about confidence, because there are a lot of people who will be watching this and they are not going to have a lot of confidence. And they're going to look at you and say, oh my goodness, what a transition. Listen to her talk. She speaks eloquently. She shares her ideas nicely. I want to be like that. How has your confidence really elevated you to a higher level in your view?
For almost a year after I joined, I didn't quite realize how my speeches, because I was mostly interested in speeches, how the practice influenced my emotions. So at the very beginning, I was really nervous. I really experienced stage fright,
Oh yeah,
even though
I think Dorota, I'm gonna say everyone gets nervous and everyone has a level of stage.
exactly.
It doesn't really matter what level. Most people walk up and there's a lot of butterflies that we have to formulate and really reposition so we can get comfortable. And it takes time for that. That doesn't just happen overnight.
Definitely. And I experienced strong emotions, fear, but I fought it. I was a fighter, a warrior. And only when I was VP education, and in fact, I prepared a kind of presentation on pathways. I analyzed all pathways and the educational program. And I realized that self-confidence is the only, there are two competences that are core for the whole educational program. And they are public speaking and self-confidence. So Toastmasters International defines our, self-development, of course, public speaking leadership, but self-confidence is something basic, which is in every action, in every speech that you make. So you build it with practice, in fact. So I think I made many mistakes. For instance, last summer, so not long ago, I had quite a difficult speech because I talked about my personal life. I wanted it to be humorous, but it was something I struggled with. And, I had a terrible lapse in my memory. And I had that moment on the stage, there were quite a lot of people. We were in a park. So it was really a public place, like this public speaking corner in London.
Right.
And there were people, strangers who were watching me. And I was standing on a pavement near a kind of lake. People were sitting on the stairs watching me. And I started, there was some humor, blah, blah, blah. And then there was this moment when I know that there was quite a difficult situation I was talking about, of course, in a light manner.
Yeah.
But that was difficult enough to make me, uncomfortable. And I had 2 or even, I think, about 2 minutes of just silence. Fortunately, I had my notes in my handbag, so I went to get my handbag. I took my notes. I just had a look at my notes, calm, and I restarted talking. And that was a fantastic experience for a person who experiences stage fright, because I lived it. I lived the nightmare. Because for a public speaking, to forget your speech, that is the nightmare. That is the strongest fear. So if you live it, I think you are not afraid anymore because you survived, yes, and we will survive. So even if that happens, we survive such moments. And that was very refreshing for me, very relieving as well. And from that speech, I would say, since that speech, I've been much more confident about just not being perfect. I let myself be imperfect on the stage as well. And that's also a very important step, I would say, in our public speaking development, to acknowledge that we can be great speakers, we can get across our message, even if something goes not as we planned originally.
Beautifully, beautifully said, Dorota. I just absolutely love what you shared. Everyone goes through some challenge regarding being in front of a group of people. Here you were in a totally different setting, one that you weren't comfortable with. And as a result, you felt a lot of discomfort, perhaps lost the message that you wanted to share. but you quickly reacted. You went and got your notes. As a result of having the notes, you were able to deliver. What was so critical there is that you had a tipping point. You really had a breakthrough right there. That breakthrough allowed you to acknowledge a few things. The largest message there for me is that we don't have to achieve perfection. That is such a critical message to share with people. Beautifully said. I love that. Just acknowledging that your voice matters. That really was powerful. I love that you share that. Thank you for that.
Hey guys, I hope you absolutely enjoyed this interview with Dorota Ucieklak, all the way from Warsaw, Poland. Today, she shared so many fantastic nuggets of information: how to find yourself, how to take part in roles, how to really develop skills and overcome the fear. If you'd like to get a hold of me, by all means, reach out to me at inspiredbyspeaking@gmail.com. If you'd like to be a speaker, please contact me. Please share this video. Give Dorota a thumbs up. Give her some positive information left in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again, Dorota, for all your help. Here's some great nuggets she left us with.